Thousands of international peacekeepers are still stationed in Kosovo to this day. Well, let's talk about it now with international affairs expert Marko Gasic. Welcome to the programme. As far as you're aware, from what you know, were these fairly standard raids or did something out of the ordinary take place?
Well, a standard raid doesn't involve live firearms coming in to deal with low-level criminal accusations. These people, we've had a person wounded with a bullet in the back, which means bullets have been fired there by the Albanian police authorities who come in to this area. I mean, the reference to Serbian police being there is probably a bit of spin there, because the fact is the Serbian police were removed from the area as part of the Brussels agreement, which President Vučić of Serbia signed way back. If there were purely Serbian police in that area, I'm sure we wouldn't have seen disgusting scenes at the hands of the Albanian authorities.
The head of Serbia's government office that deals with Kosovo says this incident shows that the Kosovan leadership wants to escalate tensions. Is that realistic or just provocative?
I think the aim is to continue this ongoing campaign that the Albanian leaders have had, whatever their names change, but the tactics always stay the same, a kind of low-level oppression of the people there. The aim is to scare the surviving Serbians into submission, to force them to give up, to leave if possible, to aid in their own ethnic cleansing at the hands of the Albanians who've been doing this for far longer than you and I have been on this planet. So it's really a continuing policy, and the latest Albanian leadership of this man Kursi is simply continuing in the same direction. If he really wants to see smugglers, if he really wants to see to catch criminals, he needs to go southwest to his fellow Albanians in the narco state of Albania, which has pretty much got an open border with Kosovo, and whose leader, the President Rama, has recently announced how he intends to unite Albania with Kosovo. Well, in the sense of criminal activity, those two are already united, and it's really funny that people who are criminals themselves at the head of the Albanian police authorities are sending police ostensibly in to discover smaller criminals. It's quite ironic, really.
As you say, this is something that's been going on for millennia. But in terms of the more recent years of interethnic pressure cooker, is this now coming to a head because of local elections in the north of Kosovo? Could that have any bearing on why this got so agitated?
Well, it could do, and in part possibly, but the fact is that this is just the latest in a series of low-level provocations which the Albanian authorities are constantly directing at the surviving Serbians in the north of the Serbian province of Kosovo. They are basically being targeted. Their will to stay is being targeted. Their living conditions are being targeted. If they've been denied medicines from the rest of Serbia, if they bring them in themselves, then they're accused of smuggling them in. And so it's really a campaign, a systematic campaign of harassment against ordinary people, ordinary Serbian people, by the people in power in Pristina, the Albanian authorities, who want simply to remove the Serbians in a kind of quiet way, if at all possible, from their own natural ancestral lands. This is ethnic cleansing by stealth that the Albanian authorities are practicing here through these constant provocations to remove the will of the Serbians to stay.
And how is it provocation if, as the police say, all the suspects and all the people who were arrested, the 8 who were arrested, were all Kosovo Albanian?
Well, the fact is they went into a Serbian area. Whether the suspects really were as described and whether the police really were as the Albanian authorities describe, and they've got a very consistent record of deceiving us on the facts to explain their various pogroms in the past. But whatever the nationality of the alleged suspects, we have the fact that they've gone into a Serbian ethnic area of great sensitivity, with a great deal of insensitivity. They've been firing bullets. They've been bringing weapons, heavy weaponry in to deal with a minor question of alleged smuggling. That's really just a campaign of forcing those people into leave mode who live there. That's really what the aim of this is. Whether they have Albanian suspects or not, they've gone into someone else's area without proper behaviour attached.
The Serbian president says Serbia will win any battle to protect Serbian lives in Kosovo. Doesn't that sound like something of a threat? And if cool heads don't prevail here, this is going to spread beyond Kosovo's borders, surely.
Well, the Serbian president has to say something, and perhaps some might argue that he has to do something, because so far he has been accused by some of simply giving the Albanian leadership in Kosovo everything they've wanted in a kind of step-by-step way, without ever having discouraged them from taking measures like the ones they're doing now and have been doing over a consistent period. So the Serbian president talks very well, but I think he should be measured on actual actions in this respect. And all the actions so far have been inactions or measures which have actually rewarded the Albanian leadership for its intransigence and for its behaviour. I can't see what he's done actually to stop this happening. So I'd say there's no threat from the rest of Serbia at the moment, no.
OK, all right, well, we'll keep watching it. For now, though, international affairs expert Marko Gasic, good to talk to you again. Thank you.